All right, so my last coin for to bed, and this is a very touching story. I could not afford to not do a recording on, and this is on a student named Tyrece Morrison, who made headlines in Gleaner yesterday. So he may not know what it feels like to go to bed without food, but young Tyrese Morris knows what struggle is and has vowed to use education as a drive out of adverse circumstances for himself and his parents. Mount St. Joseph Catholic High School student and head boy was successful in securing 6 grades, one biology, chemistry, physics, English, mathematics, and information technology, two grade twos, Spanish and geography, and one grade three additional mathematics in his recent sitting of his CSEC exams. But Morris was not always a high achiever or a focused student. Alright, and it's a very touching story, so let's read. You'll realize that before it's too late that life was happening, and if he wasn't careful, he would be left behind. Alright, so quote to quote. When I first started this school, I found company. I wasn't doing work in any class. I was idling a lot and affecting my grades. It wasn't until the second form that I realized that I was the only one lagging behind. Basically means our other classmates were basically more serious and wanted to aspire to do, be something better. All right. There were bright students that began to see the importance of higher education, he said. Morris believes that there was the work of his classmate that spurred him to action, meaning that he saw the fact that all his other peers were being ambitious and he didn't want to be left out. So he correctly said to do something about that. All right. Helped him to see his full potential, got him to the leadership role as head boy. Quote to quote, I'm really happy for them. They did not know what they did for me. I'm really grateful. I began grasping concepts taught and everything I was doing seemed to be making sense. With classes for up to 3 hours after school daily in preparation for his CSCC, Morris said he wouldn't have made it through, but he didn't know he would make it through, but it all worked out. Quote to quote, the learn studying process was really tiring, especially when school went online and it was really rough financially. Had not been for my extra class teachers who gave me some classes for free, I don't know what would have happened. I'm really grateful for them. He added, quote to quote, I give thanks to God too, because if it weren't for him, I don't know where I'd be. I prayed and asked him to help through the process in every single way, and he came through for me. Currently enrolled in a sixth form program, Morris said his immediate goals are to escape, start a business venture that will help towards the university, but also take the burden off his parents. Quote to quote, my parents didn't reach as far in their lives, and I want to make them proud. I want to get my family to support financial state. They have been very supportive. They played their role and just need to continue to make them proud so I can do what I need to do. He ended. And the story, this is such a touching story. Like, shout out to this kid though. Like, kid seems like he has his heads on his shoulders. As a term so adequately fits, and he really wants to do something positive with his life. And what I like about the fact that at first that he wasn't taking things seriously. I mean, a lot of kids do that. I mean, I confess that I wasn't really the most studious, so to speak. And the thing is, those that after a while, like I said, like in my teens, I think earlier late teens, I started to realize though that I really need to kind of buckle down and start taking things more seriously, and I did, and I'm very grateful for that. And so on. And so I can relate to that. And I like the fact that he's saying that I want to make something positive in my life in order to help my parents. Because he's basically saying that they've had to struggle financially to help him. And it seems what I understand is that his parents are very supportive. Like, they want him to actually do well in life. And I have to give props to that because reason why I like reading doing coins like that, you need a lot of Jamaican youths need to hear stories like this. You can need to hear stories of these other youths who are aspiring to be winners in life. That they're not inspiring to think that their be all and all that life is the streets, or is not to be a gunman or a bad man, or even or if you want to go on the street and narrow path, that being an athlete or entertainer is or the only viable options. That having a direct education doesn't isn't important, and we need to veer from that notion. And this is why I'm pro to do recordings like this. That especially for a lot of Jamaican youths and especially for a lot of black youths overall in the diaspora, that they need more success stories like this. No, this kid still has ways to go because, like I say, he isn't in college or university yet, and and we have to also ensure that he makes something good and positive financial of himself, that he gets to start this business and that this business boom so is successful. And that he inspires other people. Because I like really doing stuff about this, especially after these Jamaican male youths. I mean, I always hear about the girls who are doing well, and show to these girls though. I mean, like, don't take away from that, but we need to put as equal emphasis on on the males. And this is what I like. I'm proud to do this recording. He's the first kid I've done a recording on, and he's not going to be the last. But the point that I'm trying to make is that we need to have more Tyrese Morris's. All right, we have to show them that being having an education, actually doing something good with their education, and actually being successful is important. All right, because this kid hopefully become a nation builder, and that he will in the future, if he continues to have success in a good way, that he will contribute to making Jamaica a better place in the long run. All right, because the youths, whether or not you want to admit it, they're the future of the country, and we have to and the ones who really want to do is make a good positive contribution. We have to guide and mentor them. So the people, if you can't help this kid, I'm not saying, all right, I mean in the sense that we have to look up for kids like this. We want to make sure that these kids are going to do something, are going to be the future of this country. So shout out to Tyrese Morrison. I hope to hear more from this kid in the near future, and in a good, very good way. All right. So this is for Stay to Jamaica in the Caribbean. Check out my YouTube pages. Miles Gusafern, Miles G Productions, and Real Thoughts of Miles. Okay.